Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for being here today, and it's an honor for me to be here. And as we talk about immigration, this is about people. Inherently, this is a people issue. Yes, it's about our economy, and you've heard that the very fabric of our nation was built by immigrants. Thanks, Rebecca. So we are a nation of immigrants, a proud nation of immigrants. But as we look at this very human story, right, this is about people, it's about families. And so, although this is a very personal thing for not just the 10th district, not just the state of Illinois, but our entire country, I want to share just one story. You heard about Myra, right? And she is an incredible story, an underachiever, clearly, going to University of Chicago. But I want to talk to you about Erica Martinez. Erica Martinez, 12 years ago, her family came to our country. She was an infant. Well, maybe a little bit older than an infant, but a young child. Her parents brought her here to America because they had a dream about a better life for their children. They worked hard, they put a good work ethic in. She was a great student at school. She now has a full-ride scholarship to the University of Illinois because she wanted to pursue a degree in political science. She's a dreamer. She is, I would argue, the very fabric of our country. She is going to be one that will contribute immeasurably, not only to our economy, but will contribute to our community as well. Last year I had the privilege of bringing Erica to the State of the Union address. And here's the bottom line. Every day that Congress fails to act on immigration reform, families like Erica's will live in the shadows, fearing that they may be torn apart every day that they get up and go to work. That's not what we're about. We need to talk about making sure that the fabric of our country is stronger each and every day, not weaker. And so, I do believe that the way forward is with bipartisan support. What you see here today is you see members on the Republican side of the aisle that are coming together, speaking out on areas about immigration reform that need to happen. So Senator Kirk and Myra Diaz-Balart and Senator Radonio are just a few. This is not an exhaustive list. And honestly, I can tell you that the work that's being done in the United States Congress is reaching out both sides of the aisle to figure out the path forward because we have a broken immigration system. There's no way in the world that we are going to send 11 million people out of the United States. Many of them, most of them, I would argue, are more American than their next door neighbors, because many of them are our next door neighbors. And so it's one of the reasons why the first bill that I introduced in the United States Congress this term was the Startup Act. We know, as we've seen here from hearing from Terry and others, we're educating the best and the brightest from all over the world in our country. As soon as they graduate with an advanced degree, what do? Well, I would tell you, we kick them out to go compete against us. The last thing in the world that we should be doing. We should encourage them to stay here, to help create the next new patent here, to help innovate here, because empirically we know that creates more American jobs. Father Holtzsnyder talked before about workers in Paw Paw, Michigan. I was just at Brookside Farms in Paw Paw, Michigan last week. So funny that you mentioned Paw Paw, Michigan. Talking to folks there that are working hard, trying to achieve the American dream. This is an American issue. And frankly, when we talk about human rights and we talk about trying to advance the ball economically for our country and how we grow, our immigrants play a very key and vital role in that process. When I think of the United States Congress and I look at those that are actually moving things forward, there has been almost no greater advocate. Maybe Luis Gutierrez, who has certainly been helpful, and we've done events back up in the district highlighting the need for immigration reform and how to succeed as an immigrant. But Mario Diaz-Balart, I will tell you, has been a driving force for common sense immigration reform, trying to figure out the needs that we have to move forward, to be able to fix our broken immigration system. He is a leader and one of the senior members of our Appropriations Committee, but he really has been an advocate of trying to move forward, trying to make sure that we're building that support from both sides of the aisle and recognizing the potential landmines that may be out there. Because our ultimate goal is how do we strengthen our country and how do we get things passed. He's been an advocate for human rights and democracy around the globe. He came up to Illinois today for this event. We asked him to come up because as we look at immigration reform, there isn't anyone on our side of the aisle that's doing more day in and day out for immigration reform than Mario Diaz-Balart. It's an honor to call him my friend, and it's an honor to introduce him to all of you.